One of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong. Ah, yes, Nintendo Switch controller. I know you're surrounded by your mortal Sega enemies, but that's just the way it is. By the way, most of these guys died like, I don't know, 20 years before you were born, so. My name is Mark Magana, and you are watching the VintageGamer.com YouTube channel. Today we got something pretty cool. We got this awesome stand for various controllers. Retro, classic, vintage, new stuff, handheld stuff, systems. This company here in Cleveland called Rose Colored Gaming makes these sweet stands. And as you can see, I got a Switch controller on it right now. And I was perplexed when I first got it because they go together real easily. But there's this brown stuff, and I thought, oh shoot, they forgot to finish it. It must have been a manufacturing error or oversight, or oh, they just sold me a piece of junk, something like that. No, this actually peels off. I got an email. I was afraid I was going to have to make a bad review, and then I got an email from the guy at Rose Colored Gaming like 10 minutes before I set up the camera, so that was pretty cool. This apparently peels right off. It just started to tear on me. Come on. There we go. It just peels right off, and it's just to protect it, the shipping process and stuff. So it looks great. It looks great, and I thought maybe that's what it was when I first took it out of the package, but I couldn't really. I don't have girly fingernails, and I tried a little bit, and I thought, I guess that's not it. It's something else, and it's just a little tricky to get the adhesive off, but it does come off though. Once you get it started, it comes off pretty easily. So, and then both sides are just as nice and black as the rest of it. And there's a nice, cool Nintendo Switch logo down there. And I mean, this is just great. I'm very, very, very pleased with it. So I got one that I hadn't opened yet or put together, and that is, come here. Kept it just out of frame. I got a stand for the Nintendo GameCube controller, so I will open this up and zoom in so you guys can check it out as I build it. They don't come with instructions. I mean, they're not hard to figure out, but when I just saw the plastic bag and no instructions, I was kind of like, uh-oh. But it's not really that tricky. It's pretty intuitive. And now that I know that brown stuff peels off, it should be a piece of cake. All right, let's open this thing up. And the price varies depending what you're getting. Most of them seem to be about between 10 and 12 bucks. So, go to assorted parts here. That's coming up on camera. I'll zoom in later if it's not, but there's a nice GameCube is etched into it. They do come in different colors. They have this nice acrylic, shiny black. It's glossy black. They come in a clear acrylic and a frosted acrylic as well. And I thought the black would just look really sharp on my shelves. I do think, though, it could potentially show some dust. So if you live, depending where you live, if it's a little dusty, you might want to go with something more on the clear side. That's just a thought. So I used to live where it was very dusty, so I can relate to that. So yeah, this company Rose Colored Gaming, they're here in Cleveland, and I first heard about them. If you guys, if you're watching this channel, I'm assuming you've probably heard of Metal Jesus. If you haven't, he has a very cool gaming channel that you should definitely check out. But he recently, earlier this year, he moved and he got a new a new gaming room and stuff after he moved and his setup and everything, and he had some of these on display, and he mentioned it very, very quickly in a video he did, and I'm like, oh, who are these guys? I've never seen these before. These look really, really, really cool if you like displaying some of your equipment. And I clicked on the link in the description. Oh, rose-colored gaming. Okay. And then I thought it was totally cool. They're here in town where I'm at, in Ohio. So very happy. They're and as I'm recording this, it's mid-April, and coronavirus and everything's going on. But he shipped them out pretty quick, and I mean, they got here in like a day, but I'm just a few miles away, so your mileage may vary on that. But he did get them out. He did get them out quickly, so it seems like. And when I emailed to ask about this brown stuff, I think I emailed on a Saturday night. He got back to me on it's Monday now, so certainly a reasonable amount of time. I don't expect anyone to be answering all their email on the weekend. So, just sounded like a good guy. It seems like a pretty sweet product. I think it's a great idea. Controllers are one of those things that are hard to display. So, and let's see what we got now. This stuff is definitely not the easiest to get off, but that's a small price to pay for a nice controller display, I think. Come on. Let's see why I had trouble with this and it wasn't readily apparent to me. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to, through the magic of time and editing, we're going to skip ahead here. Like I said, no instructions, but the one for the Switch was pretty intuitive. So these go in this hole here. And like on the other one, this went through here just to kind of keep these properly spaced. There we go. All right, and then I'm not 100% sure on this one. That goes there. And I apologize to all of you, like a dumbass. I didn't get out my GameCube controller beforehand, and it's probably in one of these half dozen or so boxes I have laying around. I took a quick look and couldn't find it, but it sits over here. And what's cool about the ones for wires, so you wrap up your, hopefully this comes up okay in the camera, you wind up your cord, and then that little hole is the same size as the GameCube plug, so it should fit right in there, and it hides the cord in a coiled up position very nicely. You'll have to take my word for that. / look on the Rose Colored Gaming website. So we'll put the Switch stand back together real quick. Piece of cake. These fit in very snugly. Just kind of snap in there. Feels very secure. It's just pretty easy stuff. You don't need to glue it. You don't need to cut anything. Hardest part is getting that brown piece of paper off, and there we go. And then our Switch controller, and voila! I love that Switch etching down there with the Switch logo. The GameCube one has it too. Apologize again for not being able to locate my GameCube controller. So if you picture it, they make an NES stand, they make an SNES stand, they make various GameBoy stands, and it's not just Nintendo. If you have Xbox or PlayStation, stuff like that, they got you covered. All right, so these are the controller stands from Rose Colored Gaming. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, but there will be a link in the description. I hope these catch on because they look really nice. And it's always neat to see somebody with a great small business idea, and there's certainly a need for displaying stuff here in our vintage gaming community. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of VintageGamer.com. Bang the bell so you know when I upload, which is going to start being pretty regularly, I promise. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. Maybe like this video if you thought these were cool. Always appreciated. And as you can see, I'm starting little by little. I'm starting to get organized, and we will be posting pretty regularly. It should be Monday through Friday. If you follow me on Twitter, I tend to upload a batch of videos at once, and then YouTube allows you to schedule videos to go live at a certain time. But if you follow me on Twitter, you'll probably get a link to the next day's video a bit early. So there's some incentive to follow me on Twitter. Link is below. You can follow me on Facebook if you want, but that's just my personal Facebook. There will be some Vintage Gamer stuff on it. You'll see this lovely face and a big Atari marquee behind me. But you'll also have to put up with the other nonsense that I post. So just, fair warning. Sit, Dick, sit. Good cat.